What's up, guys and gals? It's Shawn, Myszka, Movement Mastery, and OptimizeMovement.com. Today I wanted to talk about something that's vitally important, being that it kind of goes along with the brand namesake. So I thought that it would be important to define exactly what is mastery and mastery of movement in sport. Now, according to Webster, of course, mastery is about being skilled, it's about being proficient, and it's about being dominating in a craft and demonstrating thorough knowledge at all times. We also hear and see the word virtuosity quite often when we're talking about mastery, and that virtuosity would essentially mean having or possessing great technical skill. Now, knowing that all of those things are kind of combined, we're going to try to apply that to sport movement. Now, I want to start by reading a Sif and Verkhoshansky quote, a Mel Sif, Dr. Yuri Verkhoshansky quote, that says, "The essence of sport competition activity lies in the movements of the human body. And furthermore, sport then becomes a problem-solving activity in which movements are used to produce the necessary solutions." I apologize for looking off screen there. I just wanted to make sure I got it right and exactly on point to the ways that Sif and Verkhoshansky quoted it and said it in the book Super Training. Now, if we know those things to be true, let's also take that another step further to how those two individuals define technical mastery. And that technical mastery is about being able to demonstrate or the ability then to utilize specific motor potential during the movement skills, patterns, and actions that take place in one sport. And to me, that means that the athlete address and optimize the factors of the movement optimization model, okay? This means, again, taking that another step further, that he or she has found an authentic, individualized movement signature which allows him or her to take full control of the spatial and temporal considerations regardless of what the sporting environment offers or gives them and what changes occur within that sporting environment. Okay, so this means that the athlete wastes little time and has very few wasted actions. It also results in very few energy leaks and movement that simply can be defined or deemed efficient. Okay, and this efficient movement to me then also means that it uses the optimal combination of the working mechanisms at hand as well as to match force development with force expression in the actual movement. To a masterful mover, really, when we start to look at it, is one that is phased very, very little with changes to the environment, if we really start to break it down. Okay? When chaos enters the mix from a more closed situation and setting to one of more open nature of sporting demands, the biodynamic structure of that movement, the displayed characteristics of that movement, and the internal versus external interactions that athlete within the environment doesn't really change much, okay? The biodynamic structure is stable, but yet flexible enough because the athlete has full control and ownership in virtuosity. So he or she is able to find a movement pattern that is unconscious, but yet he or she is so self-sufficient within those changes presented by the environment. So he or she is able to adjust and do the right things in a kinetic, kinematic, and then kinesiological patterning fashion. So only in the context of the environment of the sport that matters. Now, we should know when we talk about masterful movement is that the athlete can be masterful in, say, one respective movement pattern, say acceleration or deceleration or change of direction or what have you, or even in one respective display of each one of those movement skills, but still not be considered a masterful mover when all is said and done, because if their movement skills aren't well-rounded enough, and the movement mastery level isn't high enough in all the different movement skills and patterns that he or she must execute within to be considered proficient in the environment, then they really can't be deemed a masterful mover because that movement behavior doesn't match in all of the movement patterns and skills. Again, I just wanted to kind of take some time to elaborate. I thought it was an important enough topic, being that the name Movement Mastery kind of matches with OptimizeMovement.com and everything that we're trying to accomplish here. I hope that I was able to kind of give you some insight there in regards to what my thoughts are in regards to mastery in sport movement. For Shawn, Myszka, Movement Master and OptimizeMovement.com, I'll talk to you next time on the flip side. Till next time, Movement Masters, let's go out and get it, and let's all continue to master the art of optimizing movement.